Conference, I thought I'd seen the worst of the debate about the rights of asylum seekers and refugees in the depths of the Rwanda bill. Unfortunately, I was wrong. The Tories may have left office, but Labour have allowed Nigel Farage and Reform to set the agenda, and they have completely failed to set out an alternative course of their own. The rhetoric has become tougher, harsher, crueler. And in all of this, the stories of the people in the middle of this maelstrom have been lost. Their voices unheard and completely dehumanised by politicians and media alike. It's little wonder then that this is then spreading into our communities. Conference, I've had the real privilege of listening to the voices of asylum seekers and refugees over the years. Young boys alone in a country so far from what they knew. Families clinging to one another as they sought to navigate a system designed to break them. A father in tears about the son he had been forced to leave behind, a matter of days too late to qualify for family reunion. People who'd been tortured, seen brutality, who are haunted by their experiences. But Conference, I've also listened to the warmth of the Maryhill Integration Network Joyous Choir, to the wee ones growing up with Glaswegian accents, to those who have found life and purpose here in the safety of Scotland and the home that we have given them. And I'm convinced if more people took the time to listen to those stories, to listen to their neighbours, they too would find that they had very much in common with them.
Friends, the way the UK treats people seeking asylum is despicable. It's not an exaggeration to say that this is one of the biggest injustices in our society. I've been a member of this party for over a decade, and I've supported independence for much longer than that. Immigration isn't the thing that brought me into this movement, but it's certainly one of the reasons I've stuck around. Independence is a good idea for all manner of reasons, but this issue makes it urgent. In the year 2025, under a UK Labour government, we've got families in Scotland living in destitution. Not poverty, not extreme poverty, destitution. Conference, this isn't a bug in the asylum system, it's a feature of it. According to the UK government, the driving principle is to prevent integration until it's decided whether people have a successful asylum claim or not. Around half of asylum claims last year were successful in the first instance, and a further quarter were successful on appeal. The vast majority of people claiming asylum have got extremely good reason to do so. Refusing to allow meaningful integration harms our communities, our economy, and it serves no other purpose than to conspicuously punish people just for seeking protection. Conference, the reality is that destitution, misery and isolation are intentionally built into the experiences of people seeking asylum. People are often housed in hotels on the outskirts of towns or in detention centres. People in hotels are given £9.95 a week to survive on. I've heard stories of people not being able to afford to attend medical appointments, access legal advice, and one particularly grim case of 4 people in a hotel in Aberdeen sharing one pair of shoes. One of the most appalling things is how these hotels have made vulnerable people a very visible target for the far right. Even since I tabled this motion a couple of months ago, things have visibly deteriorated, even in Scotland. There's been vicious protests, bricks have been thrown, signs have been held up inciting violence. The saltire, which is our national flag, is now being used as a symbol of hostility in communities in Glasgow.
We know the far right have always been adept at twisting a narrative for their own ends, setting us against one another, and that the algorithms that now govern our lives spread these lies far and wide before the truth gets a look in. So now more than ever, Conference, I believe that we all need to step up. The community activists, the parents at the school gates, the folk who run the knit and natter, every single one of us here in this room, we have a responsibility because we know what the truth is and we can share the facts with our loved ones because we all hear people, don't we, who say something and you go, well, that's not quite right. We can arm ourselves with the facts, colleagues. We can spread the truth out there in the groups that we are in and the conversations that we have. And I believe that more than ever, we have a responsibility to do so, to make sure that those who have come to our shores, for whatever reason they have come here, feel welcome. Because if we want integration to start at day one, that counts on all of us as well to reach out that hand of friendship. Thank you, Conference.
Springburn has been a dispersal area for people seeking asylum for over 25 years. Longer than some of our speakers today have been alive. The story of our community is very much one of migration and integration. Our roots and our bonds are stronger than those who seek to divide us. Conference, I'm proud to be a member of a party that has bucked the anti-migration trend in recent times. I know how difficult it is for people in the asylum system to hear politicians denigrating them, even the Prime Minister of the UK. Shame on him. And I know how appreciated it is to hear the positive language surrounding migration from our SNP Scottish Government. The flagship policy for people seeking protection is the new Scots Refugee Integration Strategy, in partnership with COSLA and the Scottish Refugee Council. New Scots sets out a vision for meaningful integration as well as humanitarian protection. It shows us what's possible when leadership, policy and community spirit all pull in the same direction. The underpinning principle of New Scots is a simple but extremely important one: integration from day one of arrival. If this principle was adopted by the UK and extended across the whole asylum system, it would mean an end to state-sanctioned destitution, an end to indefinite detention, an end to work bans and meagre asylum support. It would mean the beginning of a new chapter of integration, one which says we are not an island of strangers, we're an island of neighbours, friends and family. Conference, let's call upon Westminster to follow the example of our SNP Scottish Government and say it loud, say it clear: refugees are welcome here.